So on this side of both trucks is a stair chair. And you also have, there's jumper cables, flares, just some basic extrication tools. I think one truck has a Halligan, this one has that multi-tool there and a saw. Part.
Yeah, it's on the bottom.
Is it?
Yeah, it's right on the bottom.
Alright. And then your fire extinguisher for anything. So if you got a call, you need fire extinguisher. You don't have fire truck. So that's where the stair chair is. Move back here to this cabinet. This one here we've kind of set up to have supplies for you guys for PPE. If you guys show up on a call and ends up you needing a gown, things like that. So this is where we keep our gowns. Here's our splints, our Sager and stuff. I'm sorry. Our Sager's in here. If anybody ever says they need the Sager splint, I've never used one.
What is it?
Do you know how to?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to know.
What is it? How would you say that?
A Sager.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that the air inflatable, or is that got a device in it to spread?
Yes.
Okay.
It's got the traction.
Traction gear in it, yeah, okay. I know what that is. I used one, but I didn't know when they put the inflatable.
Inflatable's right under there.
So, the other night when you guys called for, was it the splints?
Splints go around the other side.
That's on the other side, okay.
Yep, we'll get there.
Okay, I didn't know if it was on this side or because we were looking on this side.
This gets underused, underutilized. If you were ever having to move a larger patient, we forget about this, so if you guys want to suggest it a lot, this is literally just a big mat with a bunch of handles on it. Pick people up. We've used it a couple times up in, there's a guy in Crestview, he's like 350, 400 pounds of dead weight.
Frequent flyer?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Nope, no house.
No.
He what?
House is on the market.
Oh.
Assume they moved.
So, yeah, we forget about this. Mention this to us.
Okay.
Because we really haven't had these ever, and we always just go right to the reeds. This can be a lot simpler.
That's what you use on the side of the boat to get the sharks out.
Yes.
Water's back here on both rigs as well.
Cody,
So-
you mentioned PPE, that's gowns, but your masks are still in the drawer and...
Gowns, there's masks here.
Okay.
They're kind of roughed up. There's more gowns here. The only thing that isn't in here is safety glasses.
And gloves.
And gloves, yes. But gloves are just right around the corner.
Yeah.
So a question, your gowns look kind of haphazard in there. Are they something that's already been used and put back?
These are reusable gowns that we can bring back here and wash, but also these gowns, they come in like a 5-pack at the hospital. They just have a big trash bag full.
You just grab them and throw them in.
Yeah.
You don't
If
grab
you take
them
them back
used
to the hospitals, they
Yeah.
just wash them and throw them in trash bags.
And we can
Okay.
wash them here in ours as well and hang them up and dry.
Just don't confuse which bag to grab it from.
Only
Okay, so is that like a bottom and then a top, or is it just a gown?
Nope. Okay, so we'll go over this.
But if you use them, then they're always washed in between, you know.
This gown, most of the time I put them on inside out. Usually what I do is you tie the top first. Yep, tie it.
Okay, this is like the ones they use in the doctor's offices where your hiney's hanging out the
Yes.
back, right?
We have all sorts of types of gowns. We have patient gowns. These are sufficient as well, even though they're cloth.
There we go, Doc. Those are the ones you're familiar with.
We also, I've used these on patients before, and they're like, so, the other night you guys were looking for straps. Occasionally, people put straps in the first in bag. That's not reliable. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. There's always straps in the collar bags, which is this blue bag.
Blue
right here.
bag, okay.
Always straps in here.
So if you call for straps, just bring the whole bag.
Yep. Bring the whole bag. We'll know where to get it. We'll know where to grab it. In the bag, there's two collars and headlocks and straps and tape.
This name again?
Collar bag is what we call it.
Just remember blue collar.
It's a stiff neck on it. And then
Blue collar stiff.
KED's also in here. This is where basically all your splinting stuff would come from. Cord splints, the Reeves is behind that.
Okay, yep.
Not the brightest, but we don't have a lot of room, so
Do you have a KED?
Down below.
KD's right here in this green.
Explain what the KED is.
The KED is a form of immobilization and also to help carry people that are more in the seated position in vehicles.
If you want to stabilize their spine, but they're sitting in the vehicle, you can put it down
Yeah.
behind them, and it basically straps around them.
Okay.
And mobilizes, so it's like a portable backboard in a way.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
And it has a couple handles on it, lets you pick them up.
So, yeah, if we have an extrication and the patient's stuck in there, they make all
It's got some little boards in it, bunch of stuff around it. And I prefer this over a backboard. It's a lot easier to use, a lot more comfortable for the patient.
similar to that.
Yeah, when he's talking about almost like half of that, like same idea.
The mat with the handles that you
Yes.
put on the other side.
Yes, this is similar to that, except that is much
Stable-
bigger.
Yep, it says stabilization.
Yes. And then we have two backboards in here. Both trucks usually have gloves in this compartment as well, usually just large or extra larges. When someone asks you if they ask you to go grab the portable suction, they're referring to this.
Yep. I was one the
Which-
other night, didn't know where it was.
In the other truck, it looks a little different, but it's the same idea. You'll see the canister and it'll have a pump attached to it. The other truck, I think, is just a little smaller.
Battery in there, or is it inside, the extra battery?
For this is constantly plugged in.
Okay, so there's
So-
no extra battery?
So,
Nope.
Okay.
all right, so we have to unplug that,
Yep.
so we don't just rip it out.
So the plug is right here on the side.
All right, so unpull that first.
Yep.
All right. That's why you leave it on zip, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold the pin,
In
alternate.
this,
It does not have to come with that luggage.
when we ask for it, make sure there's, this stuff doesn't fall out. This is pretty important stuff. We'll ask for the suction.
Now, if this suction, for some reason, I know it's always good, you guys do your checks every day, but if this wasn't there, where's there a spare? Or there isn't one?
There's not really one.
But you guys do that on your checks?
Yeah.
Okay.
If this isn't here,
There's some bendy straws in the middle.
yeah.
They got it all.
They were talking about at one point putting on the little hand pump suction things, but they don't really. I mean, you're just as good as sticking your finger in and pulling stuff out at that point.
Turkey baster.
Yep.
Turkey baster.
It works.
And the blue bags back there, what's that?
That is just more PPE.
Okay.
More gowns.
All right.
The triage. All your tags are in here. Green tag, red tag, yellow tag, black tag.
Cody, can you speak up just a little bit?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The triage kit for your tag for MCI, yes, for triaging, is in this little compartment in here. So someone asked for that.
And you call it first in bag?
Yes, we call this a
Have you-
first aid bag or the BLS bag. Nobody should be asking you for just something out of it. They should ask for the whole bag. The only exception would be if they only need like a glucometer. And in that case, the glucometer is supposed to be in the side pocket and it's in a bag that looks like this. All the trucks have the same bags with glucometers in them. The only thing that can get confusing is one truck also has the BLS drugs in a bag that looks like this. Which,
So check it before you.
yeah, check it before you grab it. But all the BLS drugs should be in containers that look like this.
But mostly time before we get there, like when you call for help, you guys are gonna
Yeah,
have that.
we've already-
You're already gonna have
We're
that
already
in there.
having that.
Cut it in there too.
That's a board that has it like that. All in the little walk space. It's this blue thing right here. When we ask for this, just make sure there's a battery in it. We should have done our daily check anyways. It should be in here. If there's not a battery in it, yell back and say you're doing compressions by hand.
And spare batteries, Cody?
Yep,
So that whole bag's going when you call for that, all the parts.
yep, whole bag.
Alright.
This bag actually opens up into almost like a Reeves, and almost like that mat. So it opens up, we can stick it under, so that way, like on that CPR the other day, they asked for the backboard. That one on 332 is the older version and doesn't have that. This does.
Alright, so I got a stupid question because I was there, but I couldn't see. That, when you open up, that's going underneath the patient.
Yes.
Okay.
This.
Then there's a strap around thing that goes on top like a big disc.
Yep. So it sits like this. Patient
Open.
goes. Obviously, you open it
You
up.
open it up, yep.
Patient goes underneath it.
Okay.
Or, I'm sorry. This goes underneath the patient.
Alright.
And then it gives the patient big hugs.
That's what you take if you're climbing really steep mountains?
And it's quite heavy. It's not very.
And it sits in a bracket?
Yep. So after I'm done, if you want to look, there's just a little spot that it sits right into.
Alright.
If we ever need oxygen, the easiest one to grab is this on the back of the stretcher. Make sure, I don't know, when you read it, grab it, make sure it's not in the red. Just like your STP,
Yeah,
make sure it's not left.
Now those, when you guys use those, does the hospitals replace them or do we own them?
We don't technically own them, I don't believe. They are owned by Han, which is
Some of them we do own, yes.
Okay. It's a gas company. They come whenever, I think they come at a regular schedule and replace them. There are all the spare bottles over there.
Yeah, I saw them over there, so I don't know, okay.
Some we rent, some we own.
So there's this spare bottle here, and then in this cabinet back here, I don't know if everybody can see.
Yeah, Brian and I found it.
Yes, there's one in the first bit in bag as well. And then in this corner cabinet here, in the bottom, there's 2 spare bottles as well.
How are they locked in there? Any special way of getting them out of your...
I guess the best way to explain it, if everybody wants to get up here at once, I can show you. There's 2 yellow tabs. There's 2 yellow tabs, almost like a pincher. And you just pinch them, and it comes right out.
They're just like...
It's supposed to be in this drawer. Okay, well, oh, there it is. This is what the battery looks like, the spare battery. On it, there's a button, a little blue circle, or I'm sorry, white circle. You press it, and it'll show you what the battery level is. That should be the only thing we need out of here. When we ask for the monitor, we need that. That's right here.
There's that. I know you got it plugged in, so...
Nope.
Okay, it's just plugged on the battery.
Yep. So, part of our morning daily checks is to make sure the batteries are good on it. There's a spare battery in the back of it. For these, to get them out, you have to push this button, this little lever right here, down, all the way. Pull back just a little bit. You'll feel it, it'll go up, and then you can pull it out. Don't pull it out before it goes up, because it can mess up the tracks.
You do that a couple times, Cody? Not everybody saw that.
Yeah.
With anything striker, the thing to remember is the golden ticket is if it's red, it moves with it. If the red lever you see anywhere on this or the stair chair, it moves with it.
So, on the back end, just to show you guys, yeah, this red lever right here. Push it all the way down. Pull back so it starts to go up. Let it go all the way. This thing will go up. Pull it out. Now this has a 700-pound capacity right now, so confidence jumping on the center, it wouldn't do nothing. For the legs to go down, when it's working properly, there's a plus and minus sign right here and right here. On this side, I guess you can call it a little enclosed, semi-enclosed thing. The plus sign makes it go down. It extends it. Now once it hits the ground, you're still not good.
So you don't get 3 greens.
under here, you can't quite see it yet. There's these. These are the hooks that keep it and pull it up.
So you had to lower those and release that.
Yep. So once these are all the way down, these are controlled by that button up there.
Pull that up, though, right?
No, you
You don't have to. I do, just because it usually works better than the button. There's also a button up here, the only button that's not labeled. Up at the top is just a little red button. It is also supposed to release it. However, usually when I'm getting out of the ambulance, I'm in this position, so it's just easier to grab this. Going back in. Right now, they're flashing yellow. Both side flashes yellow. That means you're not good to go up yet. You have to see the green, a solid green on it. When one side's green, the other side will be green before it'll even let you go up on it. To go up, the reverse of going down, you hit the minus button. You'll see that arm comes up, pick the stretcher up, all the way up till it stops. And then I always give it just a little pullback. You'll feel a little resistance at first, and then push it in. This part you gotta kind of be gentle on. You don't want to slam it into the end. You'll feel it stops, it goes down.
I've been told when I was driving each one of those like that, they'll let you know it.
Yeah.
It's very noticeable laying down.
So when it's going and it's down, right here, I give it a little shake so it doesn't do that jump.
Yeah.
Just give it a little shake that'll let it sit down and do an hour.
Oh, okay.
But,
We've had it a few times where we couldn't, that was
Yeah.
not being cooperative.
so there's a power button to it. There's for the arms, there's a manual arm button. If you push it, they still don't go down. You gotta like put your whole body weight on it to push them down. Yeah. It's a pain in the butt.
Cody, every time you hit the lever, you're kind of like, Dan, can you hit the lever or show me where the lever is? Thank you. That's the one I released it?
Yes.
Oh, thanks.
You're good.
I'm touching the one myself.
Or, Rob, there's a
Yeah, I saw this one.
button right there.
Yeah, no, I didn't know what you were.
Yeah, we're now the buttons.
So, if you guys, I'll put it in, and then we
Between
can.
two plus and minus and in the back.
Oh, the little baby button back in there.
Baby.
When we push the stretcher in, you'll hear it say, okay, green.
Bag being in a different spot. The stair chair is also in a different spot.
Yeah, it's the same deal. Yep. This is, I'm used to this one.
Yeah. We'll go back here when it's more open, so everybody can see. The stair chair operation, most of it is just brute force to make things do what you want them to do. So to open it, just push that down. That locks into place. That's not going anywhere. If you happen to be the unlucky person that gets on this side, or lucky person, however you want to look at it, there are tracks. These handles will come up so you can easier to maneuver, as well as this bar has a red cord that if you pull it, it goes up. So when you're going down a set of stairs, you can be hanging on up here, gives you more leverage. Same thing, may go down, just pull on that red cord to make these go in. Pull on these with your thumbs and just push them down. Just backwards is how you put it up.
These down here also come out if you push on the red levers.
Just makes it easier.
Just push up and down. The red lever makes something move.
Yes.
And then to close it back up.
What's that?
Close it back up, that's where I had a hard time.
So to close it back up, down here, it's kind of hidden. Down in the center almost, there's a little red lever. Pull on that, and it'll collapse. And it locks back in place.
then you shift it. So open it back up again, just pull it out.
To open it up,
Just pull it
it's
out.
a little pull.
Yep, that's it. Okay. Got it.